Peace. This is USA Blues, and I'm here to talk to you today about some of the things that are taking place in this country. In my first webcam, I advised you all how our country has been hijacked. Today I want to talk about the largest theft of wealth in American history. That's the crash of the real estate market. The financial institutions in this country are holding this country hostage. It's the financial coup d'etat I spoke about in my first webcam. We all strive for the American dream. We want to be homeowners. We want to have a home. We want to own a little piece of earth to call our own. We work hard. We work 2-3 jobs. We compromise. We struggle. We save. But this is our home, and we care about it. We built equity in our homes. The banks told us our homes are worth $300,000. They gave us equity loans based on that amount. I borrowed this money on the phone with a very reliable bank. Never thought that such a thing could go wrong. I took that equity money and I invested it into property. I didn't squander it. I didn't go on vacations. I invested it into properties, and I built another house. And right in the middle of my little project, my $300,000 home is now worth $85,000. I owe more on the property than it's worth. But I pay my bills. I'll work through it. I'm not going to go through foreclosure. I'm not going to lose what I've worked for my whole life. But this was a scam. This was a #1 scam, okay, perpetuated on the American homeowner. They told us our homes were worth more than they actually were. They gave us overinflated values, and then once we all borrowed against our homes, the bottom fell out. They said, your home is not worth that much anymore. It's worth 1/3 less. And they said it was our fault because we took on more debt than we could afford. Well, the bank said we could afford it. In the past, when did the bank ever lend us money that we could not afford? If you didn't have a job, you can't get a credit card. If you don't have good credit, you can't buy a house. When did the banks, when did financial institutions ever give us money we couldn't afford? Well, according to them, they did this time. This message is going out to everyone who owns a home, or everyone that wants to own a home. They're actually telling us there's some propaganda out there on the right wing that's actually telling us, well, maybe it's better to rent a home in these times than to own a home. They're telling us to forget about the American dream. These are Americans. They don't care about you, your children, your parents, your grandparents. They care about one thing, money. They care about one thing, profit. While you cut out your vacation because things are so bad, they own 7-8 homes. And I'm not talking about 2,000 square foot homes. I'm talking about 35,000 square foot homes. We drive Hyundais. They drive Maseratis. And they own 6 of them. We shop in Walmart and Target. And they shop in Armani. They spend $10,000 on a watch and they own 12 of them just because they can. And they say they can't afford to be taxed because it's non-productive. See, when you tax me, my lifestyle changes. I actually have to do without, and so do most people. 95% of Americans are in the same situation. When you tax the affluent, you don't change one thing about the quality of their life. Not one thing. They still own 7, 8 homes. They still have servants. They still have multi-million-dollar yachts, multiple cars, toys, you name it. This is the largest theft of wealth in American history. Do not be fooled by the rhetoric. These are power brokers, these are power mongers, these are gatherers of wealth that care about nothing. Not about your children, not about your parents, not about American prosperity, not about America. They'll invest their money wherever they can make the most in return. Don't be fooled. Do not be fooled. Oh, they try all kinds of things to separate us. Race, religion, hair color, eye color, size, fat, skinny, East Coast, West Coast, Northerner, Easterner. It's all a ploy. We are all in the same boat. I don't care if you live in Utah or you live in Florida. I don't care if you live in Mississippi or you live in California. The working man in this country is under assault by multinational corporations and gatherers of wealth. Do not be fooled. I'm going to be doing a series of these webcams. I'm calling them USA Blues. An old blues artist called James Peterson has a song. And it says, "Don't let the devil drive." And the crux of the whole song is, if you let the devil drive, he's going to want to. If you let the devil ride, he's going to want to drive. Let me say that again. If you let the devil ride, he's going to want to drive. Well, that's what we've done. We've let the devil ride. And now he's driving us. He's driving us all into the ground. In the past 10 years, people of wealth have grown tremendously. They have made more profit and gathered more wealth than ever in our American history. While the working man's salaries are flat, most of us have no pensions. We're going to have to depend on Social Security. Those of us who have pensions, our pensions are under assault by right-wing jerks like Ryan, like Boner. Do not be fooled. These people don't love this country. They love money. These people are not real proud Americans. They want money. That's all they want. You know, there's an old expression that says it's not the money, it's the principle. Well, you know what? That expression was written by those who have money. Because it is the money. Yeah, it's the principle too. But it is the money. Do not be fooled. I'm directing these series of webcams to social media because our future lies in the hands of our youth. Do not be brainwashed by the rhetoric. Do not allow Americans to be separated by these calculated ploys based on religion, based on sex, based on color and creed and origin. Do not be fooled. There's a lot of money out there. They've bought the Senate. They've bought the Congress. They've even bought the Supreme Court. We have 2 corrupt Supreme Court judges sitting on the bench right now that should be arrested. And I ask our Attorney General why indictments are not being written right now as we speak. Indictments against previous administration for getting us involved in unjust wars via propaganda. They have lied to us, and they keep lying to us. They've been lying to us for a long time and keeping us separate, keeping us fighting against each other while they steal the till. While they get their hand in the cookie jar all the way up to their elbow, they're keeping us in conflict. That's part of the ploy. Do not be fooled. I am not a leftist. I am not a socialist. I am not a communist. I am a proud American. I worked my way out of the ghetto. I served in the armed forces. I'm a homeowner, a taxpayer, and I vote. And the biggest power tool we own is our vote. They're trying to redistrict to prevent us from voting. They're engaging new rules for voting, ID requirements to prevent us from voting. They've targeted young people. They've targeted black people. They've targeted immigrants. Do not be fooled. This is all a ploy. Do not allow these power mongers to have us fight against each other while they rob the store. This is my second broadcast of USA Blues. Peace. We can do this.